My name's Brian Sander, and this is my wife, Tiffany.
We live in Slaughterville in Cleveland County, which is the central northeast spot on the map.
My name is Linda Montesano, and I live in Moore, Oklahoma.
My name is Joel Montesano, and I live in Moore, Oklahoma.
Originally from Wichita, Kansas, and I grew up all over. My dad was in the military.
And I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and by way of Massachusetts, Louisiana, back to Ohio, I grew up in Oklahoma most of my life.
I grew up in Utah and Wyoming. Born in North Carolina. My dad was in the services.
I was born and raised in Oklahoma. Until the time I was 24, I moved to different states. I actually met Tiffany in a different state. We wound up coming back here, where I was originally from.
And when we decided to leave Vegas, I really wanted to be someplace else. And this place is great. I love Oklahoma.
Right now we live in suburban Oklahoma City, and I would prefer to live out in the country, somewhere more rural.
Somewhere with land.
Less people.
Less people. I like people, but yes.
I really prefer living here. We moved here from Vegas. We've lived in Wyoming with the snow, Colorado. We love skiing, so Colorado. But I love Oklahoma.
I do not, other than my kids are here. So if they wouldn't here, I would much rather live in the Caribbean. We have land there, or California, another state that's warmer.
I love Oklahoma. I love living in Oklahoma. I think Oklahomans are some of the nicest people around. I travel a lot for work. And there's a difference in the way Oklahoma people are compared to other states.
That's true.
But, of course, I would love to live in the Caribbean too, so
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that.
I think the biggest reason why we moved here from Las Vegas was a change of pace, and there's a huge difference in the price of land and homes.
Okay, so being out here in the country, we can do pretty much whatever we want to do. We've had the bonfires and barbecues. So having this much space and out here where nobody knocks on your door because your music's too loud, I love it.
We don't do a lot of traveling right now. We don't leave the house a lot, actually. There's a lot of paranoia with getting out of our driveway. With COVID, it's just really, we're bound to home.
When we do get out, we go up to Moore because his mom lives up in Moore. We go up to Oklahoma City to the fair, but we grocery shop locally. We pretty much try to stay away from everybody else, and this is perfect. Nobody can even see us here. It's just for us.
Yeah, I think probably during the summer the biggest thing is swimming in the pool outside. Other than that, work a lot and don't have a lot of time to do other things.
The first one that I can think of right on the top of my head is Twister,
Twister. Yeah.
That movie was great. My favorite weatherman, had a cameo part in there, and it was exciting.
The scenery and stuff that I've seen in the movies when it comes to the towns is spot on.
I think, for as far as Twister is concerned, I think they did a good job of representing it. I have had, people that I work with that come to town during tornado season, and they're scared to death.
Yeah.
I mean, they are absolutely scared to death of what, if there's severe weather coming, of what tornadoes do. Tornadoes are scary situations, but living here, you get accustomed to watching the weather, staying forewarned,
Yeah, you get plenty
taking
of alerts.
shelter, kind of like practicing for a fire drill when you're a kid.
Well, Twister definitely does, but now as far as when there's tornadoes in the area and the people that they interview, I don't think that depicts a good picture of Oklahomans.
It seems like the news reporters, you know, these guys, they get the worst examples of of the people to film, you know, to put on film.
I agree. I think on a regular basis, when you look at news interviews, things like that, they tend to pick out folks that would give a not accurate impression of what Oklahoma's really like or what Oklahomans are really like.
So in the news, it seems like they really don't pick the best person to interview for things. Like, so yes, there has been some poor choices in interview candidates sometimes. What advice would I give to people who decide to move to Oklahoma? Once you move from the desert area, allergies are crazy. The other thing to mention is the humidity. When it's hot, it's hot. It's mostly spring and fall, most of the time. And then it's really hot and really cold.
Find a place that you can start paying on, that you can own, whether it's got property or not. We're seeing a lot of building going on and expansion and
People moving in.
I would say don't worry about the tornadoes. Knowledge is power. So understand, what you need to do to protect yourself during tornado season and decide whether you want to live in rural or urban communities. There's a big difference between the two. What kind of lifestyle do you want? Is it important to be able to run to the store if you're out of a gallon of milk and be able to get it? Or is it more important to have a little bit more privacy? And don't go looking for an ocean because there ain't none.
Or mountains.
Or mountains.
when we moved out here, we right off the bat decided that this, or at least 30-minute commute every day, one way, wasn't going to be a problem. And, we committed then. That's not going to be a problem. And it's worked for us. We don't regret it.